I will now do something that very few YouTubers do. Breaking down the costs of my aquarium setups in detail, to show you what amount of money you would actually need to start a similar aquarium. A few things before we get into it. I will show you 4 of my setups that I think are good representations of different levels you can start at. Some of the setups include a lot of equipment, and I didn't buy everything for the full price. Some things were gifts, others were on a major discount, or I bought them secondhand. But if you plan a new setup, you obviously can't plan with such opportunities, so I will calculate like you would buy everything new today. I will also not include the interior of the aquarium, because things like substrate, plants and hardscape really depend on the desired layout and can vary a lot. So this video is just about the equipment. Let me know if you want to have a breakdown of the costs of different scapes as well. The first setup we are going to look at is my smallest one, this 2-liter aquarium bowl. I actually didn't buy the bowl, but you can get similar types of vases in any home decor store. I will calculate with 10 euros, which is probably enough for a much bigger bowl. Apart from that, I only used a nano LED light from Amazon and this gooseneck handy holder, because the light couldn't be attached to the glass directly. With 1 euro for some kind of soft material below the bowl included, we are at 35 euros for this little setup. Keep in mind that the price for the bowl is probably too high and the light is quite strong, so you will be able to get this setup on a bigger scale for this price as well. This little project is a great example that shows you that you don't need a ton of things to get into the aquarium hobby, although it can be a little bit difficult to keep the balance. It also brings up the question what is really necessary to start a tank. Not much. In theory, you only need a container. Although I would add a light source to the list, because running a tank on sunlight is a completely different kind of challenge, and some kind of protective layer under the tank to avoid an unfortunate surprise. That being said, with higher goals and expectations, it makes sense to add a little more equipment to get more control and stability. I am talking about a filter. This little cube can still be considered low-tech, but it has all the classical aquarium equipment, starting with the tank, which is a 20-liter Dennerless Scapers cube. It's a great nano aquarium, including a high-quality lid, a background, although here it's a different one, and a foam mat. It costs about 60 euros, which is quite a bit for such a small cube, but the quality is really good. Above the tank, we again have an Amazon LED light, although this one here is stronger, so you can grow quite some plants under it. By the way, if you want to have a specific product shown here, I have linked everything that you can find on Amazon in the description down below. If you buy a product over these links, Amazon will give me a part of the money you pay, but for you, the price doesn't change. It's a great way to support me if you like my videos without any costs for you. For filtration, I use an AquaRio Mini, which is a really good sponge filter for small tanks with not too much bioload. One thing that I like, although not really necessary, is having a dedicated piece of furniture for the tank. This one here is from IKEA, more specifically the ECAP cabinet. For small aquarium cubes, it's a great fit. All of that combined, this setup will cost you 160 euros as it stands here and 90 euros without the cabinet. For this money, you get a nice display cube with all the necessary equipment to safely keep easy plants and small colorful shrimps, even as a beginner. Now, if you want to get more specifically into aquascaping with the clean, minimalistic, high-tech look, and you want to keep more demanding plants, you will want some more advanced equipment. And spoiler, the price will increase quite a bit from now on. My 60p is a good example for such a setup in my opinion. This one comes with a stronger filtration, stronger lighting, opti-white glass and a CO2 system. The aquarium is the 60p from ADA. If it comes to the quality and look, ADA tanks are unmatched in my opinion. But they also cost quite some money. You will get this one here for about 180 euros. The protective mat was also from ADA, as well as the beautiful glass lid with the stainless steel hooks. The background is the frosted foil I mentioned before. I will account 5 euros for that. The LED is the A601 from Chihiros and costs about 100 euros. Although this is not cheap, considering the amount of light this one puts out, it can be considered a great budget light compared to similar LEDs on the market. For filtration, you want to go external from this point on, mainly for optical reasons and because strong filtration gives you better water quality. This one here is the Eheim Ecco Pro 200. It's a great filter for a 60p and it also saves you quite some energy. For optical reasons, I bought these grey silicone tubes from AquaOwner, big recommendation, and the AquaRio Neo Flow Premium Set M, which was heavily reduced on Aquasabi when I bought it. The filter circuit also includes a heater, in my case the JBL ProTemp E300. On the other side of the cabinet we have the CO2 system. In my case it's a combination of different components that allows me to use Sodastream bottles to fertilize my tank with CO2. It's a really comfortable solution, but since I collected all of the components over time, I can't give you an exact price on this one. Depending on which type of CO2 system you want to use, it will cost you between 100 and 200 euros. so I will account 150 euros for the CO2 system. Let's not forget about the cabinet, which is the AquaRio Ultrascape 60 cabinet in the snow version. It's a great looking cabinet at an okay price, for an aquarium cabinet at least. All of this combined, the setup would cost you 828 euros, which is a really big difference compared to the last one. But with scaling up your aquarium, the costs will increase even more. The last setup we are going to take a look at in this video is my biggest tank, the 100p. I would consider it as advanced as the 60p, just bigger. So the only reason for the increase in costs is the size of everything. The biggest difference in price is probably for the tank itself. The aquarium is the Liquid Garden 100p from Liquid Nature, and it's a great aquarium, although the ADA quality is unmatched. Keep in mind that aquariums of this size and beyond are more and more difficult to buy in the store. Most of the time you will have to order them, and shipping costs will make up quite a part of the price. In the price for the 100p, 200 euros I had to pay for delivery are included. But also all the other components get more expensive, of course. The light is the same but longer, and the filter is bigger as well. This one here is the AquaRio Ultramax 1500, a great filter for a tank of this size in my opinion. I also used the bigger AquaOwner tubes and the AquaRio NeoFlow Premium L set for this tank. The protective mat was cheaper because it's not from a big brand. The CO2 system is the bigger version of the F-Zone chemical CO2 system, which I can only recommend. Remember that this price does not include the ingredients to run the system permanently. More about that in a dedicated video about CO2 though. In general, all of the calculations in this video do not include permanent costs like electricity, and no things like timers and distributors, because the costs of all of this do vary a lot depending on the location and individual situation. One other thing this setup has is a more advanced way to mount the light. Because the Chihiros A series is not available at a length of 100 cm, I needed a way to place the 90 cm version. I decided to use those two aluminium mounts for the Chihiros combined with the A series hanging kit. Together this would cost about 80 euros, although I don't know if the mounts are still being produced. I got those two from someone on eBay for a much lower price. For the background, I went with a foggy plastic panel this time, which costed around 30 euros. I was able to attach it with the mounts for the light. The heater is a classical internal heater from Eheim. And of course the cabinet, which is also from AquaRio, but the OptiSet 200 version. So all of this together, this 100p setup costs around 1,390 euros, which is quite a lot. But still, as stupid as it sounds, a lot of the things I used are already a budget choice. And a lot of the expensive stuff was either a gift or on a massive discount. In the end, everyone has to decide how to balance quality, price and design on their own. And the most important thing is that you end up with a setup that you like and that allows you to create the aquarium that you actually want. Hopefully this very transparent video was useful for you and you now have a better feeling for the financial side of this hobby. If that's the case, let me know with a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.